Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the daily Apple report for Monday, November 20th, 2023. But before I walk you through the charts, as usual, just want to encourage you to please click like if you haven't already, subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel, share the content if you would with friends and colleagues, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos just like this one. Daily analysis in the SPY and the Triple Q, that is the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 ETFs. Weekly analysis in the S&P 500 Index, the NASDAQ 100 Index, the Long Bond ETF, the TLT, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube. That is 8 a month that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor. We're always looking for at least 20% moves on those stock picks, and you can check out all of this for no cost for 5 days. We offer a 5-day free trial up front with a wickedstocks.com subscription. So sign up for wickedstocks.com, check it all out. If you don't like what you see within 5 days, you can cancel your subscription at no cost to you whatsoever. On with the charts, start with the big picture, work our way into the day itself. I'm going to start with this weekly chart just to remind you that after having tested long-term support over the last couple of months in the mid-160s, the market not only tested this descending channel top over the last couple of weeks at 185.21 this week, but actually closed above it last week by a clear margin, clear enough to now anticipate 231.60 by the middle of 24 or sooner. In fact, 231.60, as you're well aware, has been considered a long-term target anyway following the settlement last May above the 165.07 to 166.48 region. So I'm going to say it's not likely we will revisit the mid-160s. This was a meaningful buy opportunity just a month ago and has resulted in a settlement above this descending channel top at 185.21 that should now result in a more protracted upward continuation to the 231.60 longer-term objective. 185.21 is now considered solid long-term pullback support. And by that I mean through the rest of the year and into the first quarter, and above which that 198.23 all-time high from last July in reach by the end of the year or sooner. If we close above 198.23 over the next few weeks, this is just about 3 to 5 months away or sooner. In fact, I think there's a case to be made for 3 to 5 months from now we reach 231.60 anyway above 185.21. You've got 184.75 here as well, and that is on the daily chart, the same exact formation. So this is our solid zone of pullback support if tested. Another opportunity to buy this market as we move through the rest of the year, and above which a secondary buy signal longer term remains firmly intact. So I'm going to jump to the day itself, and that is there's a convergence of steeply rising channel bottoms at 189.65 to 189.71. They're only 6 ticks apart. I have 189.65 here as a session containment level and a downward pivot point. And so, it can contain session weakness. The only problem is we closed right around that same vicinity last Friday. So if we open a little higher, we can certainly push through this 190.69. 190.69 is a gap that we did close last Thursday, but didn't close above it. And so, I'm going to say be careful selling 190.69. It's considered likely to be violated. I don't know about this week or today, but it is considered an eventual violation, and it could quite possibly be today. And if we do push through or open above 190.69, 192.65 is likely. Do I show that anywhere? Here's a better chart of that. Pushing through 190.69, which is this low point here. There was a gap that followed the following day. We almost closed that gap back in September, failed to do so. We did close that gap last week. So yes, closing above 190.69 should result in continued gains as we move into later week. If on an intraday basis, pushing or opening above 190.69 does allow 192.65, which is the low of the high where we could top out through the balance of the day. But know that if we close above 190.69, we should by the end of next week or sooner test the 198.23 July 23 all-time high where we could top out through next week, perhaps. I mean, we could double top at this area here, 198.23 for a week, maybe longer. We could double top here through December, and from here fall back into the mid 180s and dropping within a matter of 3 to 5 weeks. So, if I'm talking to the 2 to 3 week, 3 to 5 week swing trader, you're long above 185.21, anticipating 198.23, where profits can be taken. Now, what you could also play the short side at 198.23, entering a short position, shorting Apple, or perhaps just reaching for 185 or 180 out of the money puts that don't expire for at least a couple of months. Because while I wouldn't expect it, it is certainly in the realm of possibility that we could double top at 198.23 and then over the following 2 to 3, 3 to 5 weeks ease back to this channel top. That's now at 185.21, which would, FYI, represent a much more meaningful buy signal as we move through Q1 than any sell opportunity exists at 198.23 on a nearer term basis. And in fact, it would be a settlement over the next couple of weeks above 198.23 that should yield this 216.02 channel top by the end of January or sooner, onward and upward to 231.60 by this point next year or sooner. I'm going to say this, once again, could be a 3 to 5 month play. We're a month into the rally off the mid 160s, and another 3 to 5 months we could quite easily reach 231.60. So last week's settlement above 185.21 does present a buy opportunity over a number of time horizons. And if you reach for 230, 240, 250 out of the money calls that don't expire for at least 6 months, I think that is the play. That was also the play, as I mentioned about a month ago, when we were dipping into this long-term support region in the mid 160s. Let's take a look at the downside for today. Here, I'll go back to this chart, 189.65. Now, I don't have it on both charts. I probably should. I'll jump to this chart. 184.75 is your long-term support. I don't see this area today, but what I do see is if we close below 189.65, we can, over the next few days, 3 to 5 days, fall back into the mid 180s. So 189.65 is our downward pivot point. I will also mention to you that the low of the high was put out on Thursday. That is 188.65. So if you're looking for sell signal clarity, 3 to 5 day swing trade to the downside, yes, settlement below 189.65. But if we also close below 188.65, that lends weight to that sell signal. And I mean that quite literally, whereby within 3 to 5 days, we should fall back into the mid 180s, where once again, a buy opportunity presents through the rest of the year and well into Q1. Now, I'm way ahead of myself here. Just want to give you the heads up that if we were to close below 184.75 over the next 3 to 5 days, that merely represents a 3 to 5 day sell signal down to 179.71, which is also a decent support, able to contain weekly selling pressures, and you never know, we could come off of here through the rest of the year. In other words, we're bullish through the rest of the year and into Q1 above 184.75, and we really don't turn bearish through the rest of the year unless we close below 179.71. And if we were to close below this channel top, then I would, yes, expect a retest of long-term support in the mid 160s, which we did a month ago, and last week's settlement above 185.21 tells me we're not likely to revisit the mid 160s anytime soon. And in fact, my guess is we're going to see this 231 channel top before we're going to see the mid 160s again. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't think there's really anything else that can be said beyond what already has. I will leave you with this image for the day. These are our important points. 189.65 downward pivot point into later week. 190.69 an upward pivot point into later week. Of the two, my guess is we will violate 190.69 just because of the recent buy signal. But we'll see what occurs. I'll be back, of course, tomorrow with Tuesday's Apple report. Please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow with Tuesday's Tesla. You have a great day.